Okay guys, so Pirc on defense, another opening that I don't like playing against, but here we are to learn how to play against it. And without further ado, d6, d4, getting the strong center, knight f6, hitting the pawn, knight c3, defending, and g6. So here black and knight f3 black has a lot of options, and to push maybe e5, c5, maybe play c6 and d5, or c6 and b5, and a lot of stuff. Let's explore the most common one: bishop g7 and now h3. So this is important moves in many openings. So we don't allow this bishop to activate, and without this square, this bishop does not have good squares on this diagonal. Maybe he has to go over here. Now castle, and instead of castling, he can try maybe c5. This is also interesting. Takes, queen a5, bishop b5, bishop d7, takes, and we can even take here. And the book says that we are better here. For example, knight e4, we cannot take because the knight is pinned. Castle, bishop takes, b takes, knight takes, actually knight takes here, and rook e1. So black king is in the center, and also we can use this strong diagonal with our bishop, and black is going to have some problems in this position. Okay, so castle, bishop e3, also a really common move to put the bishop on e3, black bishop. And now the white bishop is gonna go maybe to e2 and maybe to c4. We'll see, depending on the variation. Okay, so here it is the critical position. Black has many, I guess, tries. He can play b6, a6, e5, and many stuff. And c5 here probably would be a mistake. I actually loses the pawn because of d takes, queen a5, knight d2, d takes, and now knight b3, queen c7, and takes the pawn. So a good thing to remember. So black many times tries this, what seems to be a dangerous maneuver, but we can punish him if he tries it against us. So here, let's see b6. So after b6, 1 second, b6, e5. So e5, I'm not sure if it is the main line, but the book says it is an interesting move, and engine is giving a good according to the engine, it is a good move. e5, and now black can take it or not. If he takes it, takes, knight f to d7. On queen takes, we take with the rook, knight f7, knight f to d7, and here knight d5. So that's not good for black. Instead, here and now queen d5. Also e6 is strong in many lines because this knight is coming here and also this bishop. So queen d5 forces black to play c6, and now queen e4. Queen c7, attacking pawn 3 times. On e6, we can play long castle. Queen c7, h4 going for a kingside attack. Knight takes and bishop f4. So queen e7, queen c7, long castle. So now it's dangerous for black to take the pawn because his position is gonna be cramped. Bishop f4, f6, knight takes, f takes, and bishop e3. Bishop f5, on king h8, g4. And now bishop cannot go here, and we are gonna go, actually not there, but probably prepare first this and then push. So bishop f5, queen c4, check, king h8, and now g4. Bishop c8, bishop g2. I actually thought that bishop is gonna go here and then push the pawn, but maybe we want to push this, put the pressure here, not allow knight to develop. Let's see. Okay, that's the end of the variation. It just says that black faces serious difficulties. So basically, I haven't seen many players play this b6 move, but okay. So instead of taking, knight can go here, and now e6. So this e6 is thematic in many positions, like in the Pirc and on also modern defense. F takes, And yeah, this is playable. Also, because he cannot go here, we're gonna sacrifice. So that's also not a bad move, but the book recommends to go immediately for Kingside storm. So h4, knight f6, h5, sacrificing the pawn to open up the line. Knight takes, and bishop d3. White has a strong attack. He threatens to play knight g6, and rook takes h5. Okay. So as I said, I haven't seen many people play this move right away. Further in the game, yes, but right away, no. So let's see the other move, a6. So this is more common, and of course we have to play here a4. I mean, we don't have to, but it's a good move to prevent this kind of moves, and then b4 that is going to harass our knight. So a4, b6, and this is the same as before. The only difference is that we have these two moves. And now the book also recommends the same move, e5. On e5, black can again capture or retreat. Let's see what happens after capture. Knight takes, and now e6. Or this as before, but let's see. e6 takes, bishop c4, knight e5, protecting and attacking, knight e5, I mean. Knight takes e5, bishop takes e5, and queen g4. And this is also dangerous for black. Let's go back. What happens if black does not take, instead retreats? Also e6 takes, and bishop c4. I guess here this is also good, or this as seen in the previous variation, but let's see bishop c4. So on bishop c4, one second. Bishop c4, knight f6, d5. d5, c6. And also possible is e5, knight g5, h6, knight g to e5, e4, knight g2 e4, bishop f5, bishop d3, knight b to d7, g4, bishop takes, bishop takes, knight takes e4, and it says that white has a really nice centralized knight that controls key squares, and while this bishop is completely locked. And we are pawn down, but we have a good compensation here. So that's interesting. That's an interesting variation. Instead, let's see this c6 move, knight g5 still. So we are continuing to put a pressure on e6. Okay, so black can play e takes d5. Let's see what happens after that. Knight takes, bishop takes, check, and if c takes, then bishop takes. 1 second. If c takes, then queen takes, e6, and we take the rook. Black can take here, but rook b1, check on c3, king f1, bishop d7, and rook b6. So black is gonna lose here. He does not have sufficient compensation. So that's why he moves a king, knight f7, takes, bishop takes, f7 and e6. So now black is threatening to win this bishop. h4, going aggressively after the king, rook e7, h5, g5, and bishop g6. So I think that's it for this variation, because if black takes, we're gonna give a check, and queen h5, this is pretty dangerous. Okay, let's go back. Here black can play h6, knight takes, bishop takes, d takes, e6, d5, bishop e2, queen d6. This is some really interesting positions. So queen d6, queen d3. King h7, h4. So we always have this move. Yes, our king is in the center, but Black cannot do anything about it. So h4, h5, or maybe queen e6, h5, knight f to d7, a5, b5, and long castle. Okay, so instead we have seen h5, g4, knight takes g4, bishop takes g4, ag4, and h5. And we are gonna open the black's king. Okay, that was actually longer than I wanted it to be. In the next video, we are going to see. We have seen b6 and a6. Really similar, because after a6 black is gonna play b6, and in the next video we are gonna see what happens after c6. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. See ya.